Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the KV-2, it's the Tier 6 Soviet heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of Abbey, and this one is under the command of Citron01. Well, you may notice from his barrel that he's got 3 marks of excellence already, and he's got several achievements awards for ace tankers. Let's see how he gets on in this game. Well, they produced 110 KV-2s in the first year of 1940 and 100 the very next year, but they didn't produce any more afterwards because they were primarily built to knock down the bunkers on the Mannerheim line, and after the Winter War finished they really didn't see any need for any more. They didn't find them that successful against the German tanks in 1941 because unfortunately they can only carry a limited amount of ammunition, and they can only fire on flat surfaces as well. Although one KV-2 did do rather well at the Racini battle, where a single KV-2 held up an entire division of German tanks and blew up quite a few of them. It's got 152mm howitzer as its main armament, not an ordinary tank gun, but that's because it was designed to knock down bunkers, not to destroy tanks. It's just very successful at destroying tanks as well, especially when they're slow moving, they stop to take a shot, and then of course this howitzer just blows them up with HE. Trying to get a shot on a T-150. Oh, that was close, that was. The shell did get past that rock outcropping, but it just couldn't hit him. I think there may have been something in the way. He's going to go for another try. The long reload is the big problem with the KV-2. Oh, he's gone into the Abbey grounds. Now it's got the same weaknesses as the KV-1 in that it's got that driver's ports along the front, and that's basically because the KV-2 is basically a KV-1 hull with a KV-2 turret, and then he's just taken out the KV-2R, the premium version of this tank. Now you notice he's using the armor piercing ammunition, the premium armor piercing, and that's because it does have better effects than the standard HE. You'll notice here it's got alpha of 700 and penetration of 136. So you can get surprisingly good results from this gun. The only problem, of course, as I said, is that reload. Standard reload 9.3 seconds. And that's for the standard gun. I think it's 20 seconds actually. That's for the stock gun. I've got the wrong figures in front of me. Anyway, he's taken care of the VK3001H. Somebody on his team has destroyed the T150, but sadly somebody on the enemy team, the Hellcat, killed our Fifi. We're 1 tank down on the enemy at the moment, and he's looking for some more kills. There's nothing in sight, so there's nothing for him to go on. Yes, firing premium ammunition can be very effective in the KV-2, and not a lot of people do this because they normally derp the enemy. But just recently, of course, we went through the HE rework, and they nerfed the HE quite considerably, which actually now makes it quite beneficial to use the premium ammunition and get the pen on the enemy, because after all it's a 152mm shell. It's very effective, and if it pens the vehicle it can normally wipe them out. I think it's about 700 alpha if I remember correctly. Well, yes, it actually says though on the screen, doesn't it? 700 alpha, 136mm of pen. With the HE you get 910 alpha but only 86mm of pen, which means most HE shells will not actually penetrate the target, but if they're the AP, they usually do. He's got a shot on the Jagdpanzer, but he needs the guy to remain stationary. Oh, got him. He lined up the shot to get an accurate hit. Now you can see that Hellcat but he really wants to hit the enemy tank that's actually capping at the moment. The Hellcat's gone past, so okay, so he's got a clean shot now on whoever's in the cap, unless they're behind the rock. They're not. It's a KV-1. Just aim for the weak spot. And there you go, he's got the kill. That's his 4th kill. Well, there's only 2 of them left on his team. The Hellcat himself, and he's taking fire from a budgie that's over by the Abbey. There's still 5 enemies out there. He's potentially got the high caliber. No, he didn't want to see that. That's an SU-85. He's loaded. And there's the SU-85 kill. 5 kills now for him. I think he wants that Hellcat, so that's why he's going to make a quick departure. Plus, of course, he wants that budgie as well. Okay, there's the Hellcat. He always come up. Is he going to come down? It's very foolish if he does, because he's got no armor. And this gun will penetrate him. Gun elevation is 18 degrees, I think, if I remember correctly. Yep, it is 18 degrees. So he can't elevate the gun enough to get the Hellcat at the moment. But I think the Hellcat couldn't get his gun to line up on him either. I'll be very interested to see if that Hellcat decides to come around the corner. Oh, AMX CLC nearby, and there's the budgie. The budgie's the priority. And he's got him. That's his top gun. So there's 3 enemies left. He could get a Radley's. In fact, he has to get a Radley's now if he wins the game, because he's the last one alive. No chance of getting a Kolobanov, but certainly he might get a Radley's if he can get 2 of them. Hellcat doesn't want to come down. AMX is ahead. Oh, and the T67's there now as well. Yeah, he needs to get back. The T67's got that wicked 76mm gun. And I think he's the one that's capping as well. Okay, if he can go up high, he'll have a much better chance of getting a shot on the T67. He's manually aiming that one. Oh, the AMX CLC actually managed to get himself up on his side. And it looks like the... or is it the Hellcat that's on his side? I think he could kill both of those guys if he went down and changed to HE. And the T67 stopped capping. That may be a very bad move. Yes, because he's just been wiped out. They should have continued capping and they would have won the game. But now he's got a Hellcat on his side and AMX CLC desperately trying to flip him up again. There's the ELC. Oh, it looks like he's done his job now. ELC. Yes! And he didn't do the job. He actually killed the Hellcat who was on his side, and that's his Radley's. So it's now just the AMX CLC, and he's just gone YOLO, saying, oh, well, I might as well just throw it all away and just drive straight in. He thinks he can kill a KV-2. He's blocked that shot now. He's got to stay below the gun depression, but he doesn't, and that is the end of the game. It's a victory, and 9 kills for Citron01. Very well played. Well, that was a comedy of errors by the enemy team. It was an ace tanker game for Citron01 in the KV-2. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemies. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. And he also got a shell proof as well for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. He got an epic medal. He got a Radley Walters medal for killing at least 8 enemy vehicles. He actually got 9, 1 short of a Pulse medal. A steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And lastly, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. What a great game that was. Let's have a look at team score. 4,582 hit points. The next highest scorer was the KV-1 on his own team with 1,726. And the highest score on the enemy team was their SU-85 with 1,612. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 9. 3 kills went to the Leopard on the enemy team and also to the M18 Hellcat. Well, it's actually the Leopard on his own team rather, and the Hellcat on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it's Citron01. He got 1,793, which is very, very high indeed. The second highest was the KV-1 with 832, and the third highest was the T-3485 on his team with 739. 12 shots fired, 10 direct hits on the enemy, and 10 penetrations. Yes, using the armor-piercing rounds can actually be very effective. 4,582 hit points of damage, and all of that was done at close range. 19 hits received from the enemy, 7 penetrations, 11 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash. Yeah, he received 2 penetrating shots from that T-67. There was no way he was going to get near the cap the way it was. And that T-67 made the fatal error of stopping the cap to come after him. Now, I can understand, some might say he was a lone tank, all alone, facing at least 3 opponents, albeit that one of those opponents, the M18 Hellcat, had managed to flip himself on his side. But the fact of the matter was, they did outnumber the enemy, but they just misplayed it. And they gave Citron01 the chance to blast that T-67 at close range, and that of course was fatal for the enemy team. 1,350 hit points of damage blocked by armor. He damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 9, so he did have a potential to get a pulse medal. 170 hit points of damage assistance. He received 47,716 credits for the game, but he did fire all that premium AP, and it does work. But he did end up with a loss of 9,292 credits, and he also picked up 2,690 experience points for the game. He did say it was an epic game. It is 1 versus 4, 4.6k of damage, and of course using the premium rounds, which are slightly more difficult because with the HE you only have to get a near miss to actually do some damage to the enemy team, because it is our HE after all. But the problem with the HE is that even if you do hit the enemy tank, there's no guarantee, thanks to the HE rework, that you will actually penetrate them and do maximum damage. So it is sometimes better to fire the AP, get a pen and do a very large amount of damage with one shot and potentially take the enemy out of the game. Very well played by Citron01. That was an amusing game. He could have lost it, but the enemy lost the game in the end, and Citron01 cleaned up on them. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, please do let other people know that this channel exists, because apparently, according to Awesome Epic guys, they didn't even know we were around. And we have more videos than Klaus Kellerman, Jingles and Quickie Baby altogether. Thanks for watching.